Hello everyone, welcome to the 14th lecture of this course. So in our previous lessons we have seen how to create this plans of the ground floor and the first floor, taking these drawings as the reference that we have I can say kept it here. So in this lesson I'm going to show you how we can make the basic beam column plan for you can say for the structure or for the plan that you have. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, what I will do, I will create a layer for the column and beam. So I will just press LA enter for opening the layer properties panel. So here my layer properties manager, and I will click on this new layer and I will name it as suppose SD underscore column, COL column. Okay, I think I have already created one. Let me just delete this then. I think earlier we have created one, right? SD column. Yes, this SD column is created already. Then there must be SD beam. Let me see if there is column hatch door. Okay, the beam is not there. So let me just create one for the beam. It will be SD underscore and it will be beam. Okay, I will change the color. Suppose I will give a color of any color you can provide. Maybe this magenta color I will be providing. Fine. And here the thickness I'll keep a bit I can say 0 so thin line I'll be keeping for this. So this will be thin line when I'll be drawing or I'll be keeping the beam on the floor plan itself. But when you are showing the I can say beam plan separately, then you should increase the you can say uh, thickness or line weight of the line. Okay, so now what I will do, I'll just close it, and first of all I will draw a column. So here it is a G+1 structure, you can see. So suppose a tentative size of column, obviously the column beam sizes, it will be decided after the design of the structure. That means after the structural design of the structure, right, building. So now it is just for, you can say, for drawing purpose. What I will do, I will assume a size of suppose around 300 by 300 mm. Okay, so I will take rectangle, so REC enter. Okay, I'll select a point and drag D enter, and now I'll give dimension 300 enter, 300 enter. Okay, so you can see we have drawn the column. Now I'll select this and I'll change it to in my column layer, SD column. Fine, I will press escape. Let me make the column layer, you can say, as my default layer or current layer. Now what I will do, I will select this column hatch layer. I'll go to hatch H enter, and I'll take a solid hatch and I'll put it here. Okay, and I'll press enter. You can see I have provided a solid hatch, though it is showing like this. Let me just reduce it. I don't know. Okay, let it be whatever it is. So it is a hatch that we have provided, and it is showing is a filled up box, right? So now what I will do, I will select this. I will take CO enter, copy. I'll take from this end. I'll turn off the F8, that is our ortho mode now. So I will just turn it off. Yes, and I will start placing the column. So first of all, you can see where we are placing. So suppose here one. Now the another one, I'll be clubbing these two areas together. Okay, so it is around, if you see the dimension, so DIML from here to here, it is around 5 meters. Okay, so it is fine. I think we can provide. So I'll just go with this, CO enter, and I'll take this end from here to here. Yes. Okay. Similarly, I'll be putting one column here, though it is taking up my TV here. So what I have to do, what I have to do, see, that's why now we need to make some, you can say, changes here, which I think by mistake, okay, this is different actually. So see, this door need to be shifted actually here. If you see, this door need to be shifted in this direction. So don't be you can say confused. This stair is going up, so below the stair you will have access to this door. Okay, so what I have to do, I have to just move this inside like this, and this door has to be shifted. Okay, so I'll just keep this aside. Suppose here I need, so just give a mark, L enter, maybe give a mark here. Now let me just move it. Okay, and you can see I need to move all these things, M enter, from here to here. Okay, I'll delete this marking, fine. You may shift this also, this lines also. Okay, let me just trim it, TR enter, sorry, Control Z. Or you can say fillet, F enter, F enter, R enter, 0 enter, select the object, select the object, yes, fine. Now here this line is going up, so just right click, draw order, send it back. I need the red line, yes, and I will place it here. Fine. Now if you select this hatch, you can also move this hatch up to here. Fine. Okay. This hatch also you can grab it and you can keep it here like this. Okay. Fine. You can stretch this, F enter, and make a fillet of these two lines. Fine. Now you just select this, M enter, from here to here. Now you can see it is exactly coming on, the door is exactly coming on the column. We do not do this actually. We keep some distance from the column and then we put it here. But here, okay, unfortunately, so what you can do, you can give it, but it will again take your door this particular side. So you have to plan it in that way that the door should not be like this actually. Or the column should not be placed in such a way that it is taking up the you can say your area for the door, or taking up more spaces inside the room. Okay, fine. So now why I have not, like, it is a great solution, good solution if I provide this column in this location, this column in this location, and then I can club this area, right? But we have not done it because we have the staircase here, and we need at least the, I can say, 4 columns at the 4 corners of the staircase to support it. Okay, so that's why I have clubbed this room and this particular area here. Okay, fine. So let me just make a group out of this. So just select it and make it G, enter group. It is now better. Now you can move it easily from here to, suppose, here. Remember, in case of residential structures, residential buildings, the column should not be flushed out. Okay, the columns, it shouldn't be flushing outside actually. Okay, you can keep it inside, but it should not flush outside. Okay, this is the issue with this is the norms that you need to follow. Like in residential structures, we mostly you can say bothering about the looks or the aesthetics of the structure from the outside also. Okay, so but in case of industrial structures, you will see that bigger size of columns, flushing outside, that is not an issue, because there aesthetics is not the main thing actually. Okay, supporting the elements or supporting the equipments is the main important thing. But here in the residential structures, uh, the purpose of living is okay, but again the aesthetics also need to be good. So all these things you need to keep in mind. Okay, So now I'll select this again. I'll CO enter, copy. I'll put from here to here. Fine. Then I'll put one here, but in a different way actually. I will put one here. Here also you can see the door need to be shifted a bit, right? I'll put one here. I'm just putting it. I will shift it later, and one here. Okay. So now I'll select this. I'll move it. Enter. Okay, it is okay. I'll select this. I'll move it. Fine. But here you can see now if I am shifting the door, then again it will be an issue because we don't have that much space in this side. So I'll just go with this only. Okay. I'll go with this, whatever we have. So on the wall, the door will be fixed. So which we do not do generally actually. On the column, sorry, not on the wall. On the column itself, the door is fixed. So it should not be done in the general practice. So now I will just select this and I will move this one also. Let me see. Okay, fine. I'll just move it here. Okay, so you can see all the columns are flushing inside, not outside, right? So we have placed the columns. Now in this corner also we need a column. I'll select this, CO enter. I'll copy this from here to here. And the next one, I'll select this, CO enter. I'll select the midpoint, and here what I have to do, basically if I select this, CO enter, I have to put the column somewhere here. Okay, I don't know, let me just delete it. Take a you can say construction line, Excel enter, H enter, construction line, and place it here. Okay, so why I'm placing like this? So that I can see. Let me just group this first. G enter. Okay, why I'm doing this? So that I can create the beam plan properly and we get a proper grid. Fine. Okay, you can see for this column I have shifted the sink a bit. So this kind of just you can say things you need to do, this kind of shifts and all adjustment you have to do after placing the columns. Okay, so that means whenever you are planning something, it is always good if you put some columns, like some basic sizes as per your understanding, and you see if it is clashing with the elements you have kept. Okay, obviously if the furnitures and all you can always shift, but when you are going to present your plan with the beam column ideas, in that case also you need to make this kind of adjustments. So the columns I have kept on the I can say uh, ground floor. So what I will do now, I will select this column, I'll right click and I'll select similar. So all the you can say elements with similar properties will be selected. So it is selected now. I will make a copy, CO enter, copy. I'll select this corner and I'll place it in the first floor in this corner. Now you can see if there is anything that we need to change. Okay, so if you see here, we need to add one more column here because here we have a part which is I can say supporting a bedroom. Okay, so not only one, we need to give two columns actually. So I'll select this, CO enter, fine, and I will select this. Basically, let me check. I'll select this, CO enter from here to here. Okay, fine. And another one I need here. Now these two columns are not there in the ground floor, so you have to just select this. Very careful while selecting these elements because you may select a different thing also. And again, make a CO enter, copy, maybe take a reference point, and okay, this can't be a reference point. This can't be a reference point. Select this and this, make a copy, CO enter, And yes, this column can be a reference point, so you can just select from here to this corner. Fine. Okay, so that means here this column will be there. Okay, this column will be there, so you can draw a line, L enter, from here to here, just to define the area. I select these two lines, join this, J enter to make a polyline, select this and change it to SD thin line. So it will define an area which is there, but like just to define that above this we have something. So what I will do, it is better to make it dotted. I'll select this, I'll go to my you can say properties here, and I will make it dashed. So let me take here dashed. Okay, dashed, dotted, no, only dashed I need. So dash 2, yes. So you can see this dashed lines scales that it is not showing, the gaps are not showing. Okay, so that we will adjust later when we will be putting the drawing in the I can say putting this drawing in the paper. Okay, then we will adjust the scales of the line types, we'll adjust scales of dimensions and all. Okay, that's why I have not given the dimension also yet. Fine, so those things we will do while putting in the on the paper. Now we just see that okay, we have provided the dotted line, and it needs to be shown as dotted line in our, you can say drawing. Fine, so now we just save it. So the columns are placed. Now what we have to do, we have to draw the beam. So draw the beam, what I will do, obviously you know beam is nothing but, will be representing the plan view of the beam, so it will be nothing but two lines. Okay, two parallel lines. So these two parallel lines we can use which command. So I think I have explained the multi-line command. If I have not, so just write it. We'll be using the command called multi-line. Obviously you can draw using the offset command also, but we will be using multi-line for our ease. Multi-line means two parallel lines or three parallel lines will be drawn together. So how will we do this? So the command is ml enter for multi-line command. Then we need to justify, J enter to justify. Now what is this justification? Suppose we want to draw true lines, and there will be an imaginary line. Suppose it will not be drawn, but just think we have a center line here, right? So now from which point you want to start drawing, or which point you want to select as a reference. Suppose we have 3 points, 1 2 3. Okay, so it is top, it is 0, it is bottom. So which point you want to take it as reference? So if you take suppose top, then what will happen, your cursor will be there and you will be drawing like this, and taking this as reference, a parallel line will be drawn accordingly. If you take 2 or 0 as your reference, so what will happen, this will be your reference line, okay, like this, and in two sides of this line and offsetted two lines will be, parallel lines will be drawn. Similarly for the bottom one also, if you draw the bottom one, taking the bottom as your justified point, then taking offset, defined offset, it will be drawing another line here. Okay, and then we need to provide another command, J enter. Then I will write it properly, J enter, select justification, or give justification, whatever it is, select justification, then the justification, then we need to do you can say S enter, not S, it is, I think it is, sorry, not S, most probably it is SC enter. I will correct it if it is not. So let us say SC enter for scale, give the scale value, okay, press enter and start drawing. and start drawing. Okay, so this command is nothing but the multi-line command. Multi-line command. Okay, the name itself is self-explanatory. Multiple lines will be drawing. Okay, so I think I have explained it. If not, then you can see now. So now what I will do, I will take the multi-line command. So suppose the width of beam we are considering 250 mm. Okay, the width of beam we are considering 250 mm. So I will take multi-line command ml enter. It is called m line. Okay, now I will give justification j enter. So you can see top 0 bottom. Suppose I am taking top. Okay, so I'll take top. Then you have to give sc enter. Yes, no, for scale it is s enter only, not sc. You can see here the first letter of the blue one is your my command. So s enter. Now how much scale? As we are, our unit is in mm, so it will be 250. Enter. Now we can draw. So remember, as you have taken top, so it will be bottom to top, left to right. If you see, if I draw from here to here, you can see the beam is getting drawn. Okay, so you can just draw it first. You select it here, press enter, enter again, start drawing from here, enter, enter again, or you can turn on the F8 also to draw the straight lines. So select draw, press F8 to turn on, draw this line, enter. Okay, draw here. Now left to right. Now when you will be drawing from this side, you can see we are drawing like this. We are drawing the top line from here, right? So now if you go like this, then if you go like this, then obviously this line will be in the right side and the offset line will be in the left side. And if you go from bottom to top, if you just rotate it like this, then the main line will be in the left side and the offset line will be in the right side, as we have taken top as our reference, right? So this is the basic understanding that you have to keep. Actually, that's it. So now I will again take same command. Okay, the command is already taken, so I'll just select from here, and you can see this is how we have expected, right? Select like this. Now left to right, I'll draw. Now you can see when I'm drawing left to right, it is taking the top. Obviously we want the top, right? But we do not want the beam like this. So in that case, to reverse it, you can draw from here to here, from right to left, or you can just change the justification. So there is no need of changing the justification. Press enter, repeat the command, and instead of drawing it from left to right, you can draw it from right to left to reverse the justification. You can see, sorry, not reverse, to invert the justification. Fine. Now you can see some duct area is taking over by the beam here that we are providing. If architect has any issue with this, in that case the column need to be shifted inside. Okay, so for now we'll go like this only, not an issue. Fine. Here we have a wall, so I'll just put a beam here also. Okay, I'll put a beam here also, so it will be left bottom to top. Fine. Now again left to right. So you can see we are not giving any projections. So these beam projections, it is already always in the inside, right? So now if you see, okay, let me draw this also. Let me draw this also. Let me draw this also from here to here. Now while drawing this, you can see there is some problem that you can see easily. Okay, there is some problem that you can see easily, that this beam is not, you can say, coming on the column. So you just have to shift these columns actually. in that case. If you select these columns, also select here also. Okay, together you can shift. So that's why I have kept the two plans at a very you can say parallelly, so that whatever change we can make together, right? I'll make M enter from this point to that point. Fine, a bit shifted inside. Now again ML enter multiline. As the previous you can say we have the previous definition given, so automatically it will take. So now unless or until you are changing it, so I'll draw from left to right. Fine. And now here top to bottom, because I want my top and the outside, so you can see like this. You can play with the justification, you can play with the scale, this is not an issue. You draw like this. Now here to here we want the top to be at the bottom, so we'll do the reverse process, or you can say invert the opposite process. Fine. So I think almost all the beams we have drawn. Now here one beam will be there. So for this what I will do, I'll take the center, so I'll do ML enter, J enter. For justification I'll take 0, so from center to center, so from center to center we will draw. Okay, now you can see that we have drawn the beam, but this kind of panels, that much size of panels, it is impossible to provide, because you will not be able to control the deflection. Okay, so in that case let me just measure it, how much it is. TIML dimension linear, from here to here it is 3 meter, it is fine, and from here to here it is 5 meters. So what we can do, we can divide it into 2. So I'll take again ML enter and keep the justification in the center. To take the center point of this beam, and from here to here we will divide it. Okay, so we'll get it 2 panels of, you can say 2.5 meter by 3.2 something meter. Right, here also I need to draw. Now I'll change the justification. Let me draw one more beam here first. Now again you can draw these beams only if the architect allows, because it is an open dining area, the architect may not allow. So in that case you need to think about something else. So as it is not our structural class, so I'm just not going to discuss this. I am providing the beam. Okay, so if it is a structural class, then it will be a different approach. So now what I will do, I will repeat the command ML enter, and I'll change the J enter. I'll take it again top, so from here to here I will draw. Fine. Okay, and here also I will draw a beam to break the panel. Okay, you can check the dimensions. DIML dimension linear, so this is around 2.5 meter, this is around 4.2 meter. Okay, fine. Okay, so we have provided some beams here. What I will do now, I will lock all the layers. So I'll just open the layer property, I'll select all the layers by pressing Ctrl A, by press here Ctrl A, and lock it from here. You can see there is a locked option, and now select any to uncheck the selection. Let me just press escape, and now I will be unlocking only the beam and the column. Okay, column H also. Fine. Okay, I'll press close it. You can see this is how we have provided the beams and columns. I'll select the beam line. Now one thing I want to tell you before going to create for this one, that suppose, let me draw a panel here. Suppose we have a panel like this, and this is my peripheral beam. Okay, this is my inner beam. Okay, and here I will change it. Here I have column, I have column here, I have column here, I have column here. Fine, just a frame I have drawn. Now why I have drawn it, just to make you understand one concept, that here we will be having the slab, sorry, control Z. Here we will be having the slab, here also we will be having the slab. Now as the slab and beam will be casted monolithically, so in that case this edges of the beam, this edges, it will not be visible to our open eye as the slab and beam is casted up monolithically, right? Because the top of the beams, if you see, suppose this is my slab and here I have a beam, so the top of beam and the top of the slab will be flushed. So if you see, this edge will not be visible, but this outer edge where we do not have this outer edge, which is, we do not have any slab, so it is clearly visible to open eye. So that's why wherever we have the slab, okay, monolithically casted with the beam and the top is flushed, in that case these inner lines of the beams will be dotted, just to represent that there is a beam but it is not visible. These lines will be dotted lines or dashed lines, you can say. Okay, now for the peripheral beams, only the inner lines I am showing dotted, because the outer lines will be visible, the outer edges will be visible to all of us. Now for this intermediate beam, both sides we have slabs, so none of the edges will be visible to our open eye. So in that case all these two lines will be given as dotted. Okay, so these are the basic practices followed in you can say industry. So you have just to do that. So what I will do, you can see here these beams are there, so I'll just select all the beams and select this, sorry, let me just select this multi-line, right click, select similar, so all the beams will be selected, and now I will explode it. Okay, as this is a multi-line, it will be like a block or a group. I will explode it by pressing X, enter, explode. Now we have individual lines. Okay, now we have individual lines. So now I will change the line type of the line. So you can see this is the inner edge. I'll just select this, I will change this to dotted. So suppose we have dotted to, sorry, dashed, I will go with dashed. I'll press escape. I think for this also I'll go with dashed, not dash 2, I'll go with dashed only. Okay, fine. You can see I provided this. Now I will just match the properties one by one. I will not select, I will just match the properties. MA, enter, I'll select the property which I want to match, and now I'll be selecting those edges. So this edge for this beam, there is a thing that in this opening it will be solid line visible, but in here it will be dotted line. So I'll change it, just select now, for now all the dotted, this edge will be dotted. Here also same case, up to here it will be rigid line. Okay, now it is edge visible because there is a stair opening. Here it will be dotted, 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 it will be dotted. Dotted means dashed, I'm saying, not dotted, sorry, with dashed lines. Okay, now here this beam, after the stairwell, then it will be, okay, this edge will be visible, no problem. This, here we will have the slab actually. Okay, here we will have the slab, so from here it will be dotted. So I'll change it later. Let me just select this, it will be dotted, this will be dotted, it will be dotted, it will be dotted or dashed, this line. Okay, so whatever line will be flushed with the slab, it will, I'm showing it as dashed. Now this line, first I'll select this, I'll go to modify, I'll select this break command, break at point, and I'll select the point. Now you can see there is two lines. Okay, now I'll match it, MA enter, like this, and I'll match this one, but the other one will be solid only because it is a opening and these edges will be visible. Fine. Now for this beam also, MA enter, this side it will be dashed. Okay, now let us go to this two beams. I'll select this, I'll go to modify, break it point, and I'll break it here. I'll select this, modify, break it point, and I'll select this point. Now these two lines will be solid, so I'll just select MA enter, I'll select a solid line and I'll give properties to this. Fine. You can see how easily we have created the beam column plan for the ground floor. Okay, so one thing, let me see, this is my ground floor. I think by mistake I have drawn these two beams. In the ground floor it is not required because it is this ground floor, it is a plinth level, right? Let me show you what I will do. First of all, I'll select this and select similar, and I'll copy this, CO enter, and I'll copy it to this plan first. Fine, few things I need to change. So here you can see these beams in the ground floor is not required actually, because it will be rested on the you can say it will be rested on the my soil itself, so there is no requirement of this beam. Okay, so in the ground floor, on the ground floor it will be like this only, it is fine. Okay, and on the ground floor these, all these beams will be, you can say, solid line, because on the ground floor there will be no slab, right? What I will do, or let it be a dotted line, but I'm just thinking that on the ground floor also we'll be having those tiles and all, so should I mention it with the dotted line or not? Okay, let it be with the dotted line, because here will have flooring, and for the flooring also it will not be visible. But in the first floor, okay, I just forgot to see that. Okay, one more beam I missed it here actually. For this toilet I need to draw a beam, basically you can say ML enter, I will draw a beam like this, ML enter, J enter, I'll change the justification to bottom, and now my bottom will be the reference. Okay, fine, enter, I'll press X enter. Okay, I'll go to MA enter, I'll match properties. For this it do not have to provide, this small wall can be rested on the ground itself, or that means the floor itself. Okay, so this also not required here, the ground floor, as I am drawing the ground floor actually. I forgot that it was ground floor. Okay, fine. Fine. Now in the first floor we need to do the modifications wherever required. First modification, so there is no need of this beam, directly we can move it. Directly we can move it to here by selecting it. You can move it here. You can see what is the dimension we are getting, 2.8, around 3 meter. You can again break it, I think if required you can break it like this, or you can break it like this. So for now we will go with this only. We may reduce this thickness, width also of the beam, so that we will see later. Now this here we need to extend, right? So it will be ML enter, I'll select this, sorry, J enter, I'll change the justification to top, from here to here, enter, and then from right to left to make it reverse, right? I'll select these two, X enter to explode, I'll go to match properties, MA enter, and I'll match these properties. Now it will be dotted and dotted and dotted. Okay, fine. Now these beams we need to change. I'll select this, move M, enter, and move from here to here. Okay, I will move this also, M, enter. Fine. Maybe this beam I will keep inside the bedroom. So M, enter. I'll keep here like this. Fine. Or one more thing what we can do, you need to just think about it actually, how we can place these beams. This beam, instead of providing here, though we have these columns and it will be easy to place these beams because we have another wall here, so we need to provide some beam here also. Okay, so what I am thinking, if I provide this somewhere here like this, that too possible, but the panel size will be very high. Okay, and if I provide like this, I think it is a good option. Okay, it is a good option. So I will just select these two lines. I'll take M, enter. I'll take this point. I'll provide here. So it is supporting the wall here also. It is dividing the panel here also. We may reduce the width of the beam. That is the design thing. So I'll just join this, J, enter. I'll join these also, J, enter. Fine. Now I will select this, C, O, enter. Fine. I'll select this point to this point. Fine. I'll trim this, TR, enter. This part is not required. Or maybe keep this, Control Z. Keep this so that the panel will be divided. Fine. Now again, all these things depending on your structural requirement, depending on the architect's approval. Okay, structural requirement maybe we are you can say fulfilling here, but again you need to take the permission of the, or you can say take the acceptance of the architect also. Okay, here you can see this line also we need to divide, break up to here, because this will be dotted as it is inside. M, enter, match properties, and match properties. I will break this, modify, break this point. I'll match properties, M, enter, solid line, and this will be solid. Fine. Okay. Now I need to draw one more beam. Again, I'm saying this width of the beam maybe can be reduced. Okay, if required. So I'll just select this line. I'll trim TR, enter. I'll select these two lines and it will be trimmed. Fine. Okay, if you want to provide a beam here, you can provide here also. Okay, so ML, enter. You can provide a beam. Enter, J, enter. Change it to bottom. Maybe from here to here. Okay, J and X, enter. Control M, A, enter, and make it dashed. Okay, select this line, TR, enter, and trim these two. Fine. Here also you can see these small wall, it can rest on the slab itself. There is not an issue. Okay. Here also it can rest on the, you can say, slab itself. Fine. Okay. If required, this bedroom also we can divide, but For now I will go with this only. I don't know, this panel maybe a bit bigger one, 3 meter by, you can say, almost 3.5 meter. So if the deflection is not in the control, so you need to think about an alternative. For now I'm just going with this very basic, you can say, plan, right? Very basic plan we are going with now. Okay, so you can see the beam column plan we have created. Now few refines we need to do. Here enter, I'll just do like this. One thing what you can do, you can select this and you can move it, enter, like this, and then you can do the refine work. Okay, enter, and here this, here this. Okay, this. Okay, you can see how clean it looks now after trimming these edges. Control Z. I think we need to add this. Just extend EX, enter, and extend this too. Okay, now trim, enter, trim. This also you have to extend. Select the line, EX, enter. Okay, enter, trim this. Fine, this one, this one, this one. Okay, here also I need to extend EX, enter, extended, enter, trim. Okay, so we are done almost. Okay, so this is your beam column plan. So what you can do, you can make these as groups. I'll make it as group, G, enter. This is one group. Okay, and I'll make this also one group, G, enter. Fine. So now I'll make a copy of this, C, O, enter, and I will place it on our architectural drawing like this. Okay, again I'll select the first floor, I'll make CEO, enter, copy, and I'll place it on our architectural drawing. Fine. So I hope you can see how we have made it. Okay, let me just unlock all the layers. I'll just select it and Control A. I will unlock. I'll select one. Okay, and close it. I think this color green is very funky, so let me just change this color to something light, maybe column hatch color, and then change it to, okay. One thing we have done wrong is that we have drawn the beams also in the column layer, right? So let me just select similar. Okay, ungroup this, yes, ungroup all this except, okay, let me select all this and ungroup except, fine. Okay, one by one we need to do. Select, ungroup, fine. Now I'll select this line, I'll click on select similar. All the beam lines will be selected. Now I will change the, you can say, layer to SD beam, where it is, SD beam, yes, press escape. Okay, now select this line, this column, and right click, select similar. Okay, now make group G, enter. Now it become a group. Sorry, Control Z. What I will do, I will again lock the layers. Now it is totally up to you actually, whatever you want to do you can do. Okay, I'm just showing you one process, but you can develop your own, right? So beam column and column hatch, fine. I'll close it. Again, these are the groups. I need to ungroup it, and you can make individual groups actually. G, enter. So this is a group, fine. I'll select this, G, enter. I'll select this, G, enter. I'll select this, G, enter. Okay, fine. So we have created the groups. Now what else we can do? Now after creating the beam column plans, we need to draw the grids for the columns. We need to draw the grid lines for the columns, the vertical and horizontal grid lines, and we need to name those grid lines. Okay, we need to name those grid lines. So how we can do that? Let me take this group and enter, or maybe I'll make a copy of this, or let us draw it here itself. No, it's not an issue. Let us draw it here itself. So I'll just go to layer properties. I'll create a layer. Let me see if we have already. Okay, I think we do not have, so I'll just take one, SD underscore grid, so GRID, grid. Okay, I'll make it by double clicking this. I'll make it active. I'll close it. So this is my grid layer. I'll change the color to a grayish type of color, fine. I'll take Excel, enter, H, enter for, sorry, V, enter for vertical, and now I'll place at the center of the columns like this. Here, all the verticals, here and here. Okay, all the verticals, and now for all the horizontals also. So XL, enter, H, enter for horizontal. So here, here, and here. I think XL, enter, H, enter. Here also we need. Okay, right, fine. So let me just make all the layers active and close it. And what I will do, I will select this, sorry, I'll select using the blue window. I'll move this a bit here. Okay, fine. So we have drawn the grid like this. Now what we can do, I'll draw a rectangle, REC, enter, and maybe I will draw the rectangle like this, kind of like this. Fine, I'll select this, I'll make TR, enter. So this is my boundary now. Now I can trim these lines, extra lines. Fine, and you can delete this. Okay, so we have drawn the grid. Now select all these lines, right click, select similar, and change it to this dotted lines. So it will be here. Any of these dotted lines actually I need to select. Yes, this one I will be. Center line, there is a, okay, center line, yes. Center one I'll select. So this is my center line. Okay, you can see. Now we need to draw the grid markings. So what I will do, I will take the circle. So CO, enter, circle. sorry, C enter, not CO enter, circle, select and drag. I'll give a diameter of 250 mm, press, sorry, radius of 250 mm. I'll move it from, you can see the location should show actually here. Okay, I don't think it is. Let me draw a line, I'll enter and draw a straight line like this. Okay, now select the circle, also draw a straight line, I'll enter in this direction also. Right, so select it, CO enter. From this point, turn off F8 and place at the place here. Fine, then I'll select this, CO enter, select this point and place here. Okay, now we need to put the text. Now there are two types of texts, one is single line text, one is multi-line text, that I will explain you in the next class, but for now we'll be taking a simple text or single line text. So the command for the single line text, so just write it here, that the command for single line text is dt enter. Okay, dt enters. This is my, remember, single line text. What is the single line and double line text or multi-line text, that I will explain later. For now we just remember this dt enter. So I'll take the, you can say, command dt enter, sorry, dt enter. Now it is saying that specify point, start point. I'll specify the start point. Now specify height, how much height you want to provide this. So I will give a height of, suppose I don't know, 25 or 2.5. 2.5 is very high. I'll give 250. Enter. Rotation, I will not rotate it, 0. Enter. You can see now I will rotate it as A. Enter. And click outside. Okay. Now I will select this, enter, move, and move it inside like this. Okay. Height means height of this actually. Okay. Height of this A. Okay. So that means height from here to here. This height we have defined as 250 mm here. Okay, so why I have done 250, that I will tell you later. Okay, while understanding the scales. For now, just you can take this multiple of 2.5 actually. So now I'll take this CO enter and I'll put it here also. Fine. Now remember, the grid marking should be provided from bottom to top, left to right. This is what generally we follow. So I'll just select this, I'll pick CO enter and I'll place on all the grids first. Okay, so it will be my, double click and change it to B, again double click and change it to B, sorry, it will be C, and click and change it to D. Okay, and for this select this, CO enter, copy, and copy all these points. Okay, and we'll do from the bottom. So I'll just double click it, 1, click outside, again select it, now it will be in the editing mode. So 2, click outside, you can see it is still in the editing mode if you do not press escape. Click, make it 3, click outside, click, make it 4, click outside, and click, make it 5, and click outside. Okay, so the column markings we have given. So why we have given this markings, this kind of grids to the columns? So basically whenever you will be defining the column, suppose you want to say that you want to denote this column, what you will say, that the column is D2. You can see D2. This is your column, you can say, defined by the 2 grid lines, horizontal and vertical. Suppose you want to define this column, so how much what you will say, it is C3 column. like this you can define, right? So these are the requirement of grids actually, or this markings. Fine. Okay, now what I will do, I will select all this, I'll select all this including the lines. Okay, and I'll make a group out of it. G, enter. It is a group. Let me delete this. Okay, it is a group. You just select this, C, O, enter, and keep taking this as reference. You put it here. Okay, let me just move this a bit aside. Somewhere here. Control Z. I don't know from where. Let me take it. M, enter. Fine. So select it. Move. Pressing F8 so that. Okay. Select this. Move. M, enter. Fine. So when you're gonna submit the plan, you're gonna submit these plans, right? First of all, the floor plans, and then you will be providing the beam column plans. So on the floor plans also, this grid need to be there. So just select this, CO, enter. Now there are different practices in different areas. Maybe only the architectural plan will be given separately. Okay, then the beam column plans will be given. So there are various practices that you can see. Okay, so you can see here the grids we have you can say given. Now there will be one more I can say plan with only the columns and grids, so that we call it as key plan. Sometimes the you can say plinth level with the columns and grid marks, it is also called as key plan for the columns, right? So basically this is what we want to deliver: the architectural plan, the beam column placements, and then we'll be giving the sections and details. Okay, then we'll be providing the sections, details, you can say architectural section along with the structural elements embedded in this, then the details of beams, columns, okay, foundations, right? So I hope making this plans of the architectural plans and the structural plans, okay, obviously these are the fundamentals, not in the advanced cases. So the fundamentals are clear to all of you. If you have any doubt, you can always write me in the I can say comment or in the chat box so that I can solve your doubt easily. So if you are watching this video on YouTube, as I'm going to upload this video on YouTube also, so if you want to enroll to this course, this fundamental course on AutoCAD for civil engineers, so you can download my Android app using the link given in the description, and in the Android app itself you can enroll, you can see the different courses available and you can enroll whichever is suitable to you. Okay, you can ask if you have any queries regarding the courses, the curriculums, okay, in the chat box in the app itself, or you can directly text me in the WhatsApp. Most of you have my WhatsApp number. If you do not have, you can join my Telegram group. The link will be given in the description itself, so you can join the Telegram group and you can ask your queries there also. Okay, so this is it for today's session. I'll see you in the next session. Thank you.